right, New York Giants fans, this is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk. You know what time it is. It's time to talk straight about the New York Football Giants and the game on Monday Night Football versus Seattle. We're a garage band in Seattle. You know what? What are the only good things that came out of Seattle? Grunge. Seattle's best coffee. And that's about it. Giants 1-2 going up against the Seahawks. You want to talk about a must-win game. We always said the first game of the season was a must-win game. And then we lost that. We said the second game of the season was a must-win game. Then we won that. Then the third game of the season was a must-win game. So now we're going to the game number 4. And again, it's a must-win game. But how can the Giants take advantage of what they do offensively to go after the Seattle Seahawks and attack? That's what we need to talk about today. But first, I want to talk about something else real quick. Eggs, bacon, auto insurance, gas, wireless service, everything. You're looking at these bills going, why? Why am I paying these exorbitant amount of bills and these prices? I'm going to talk about Mint Mobile today. And of course, Mint Mobile is partnering with us today on this wonderful video about the Seattle Seahawks and New York Giants. You probably already know Mint. You've seen Ryan Reynolds. You've seen the commercials. You've seen it all. But what you don't know, what you may not know, and I've talked about it millions of times before, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless service for as low as $15 a month. You don't have to sacrifice any coverage. You don't have to sacrifice any speed. They're built on one of the largest 5G networks out there. And they keep the cost low because you do this all online. How many times you hate going into the retail store? Going into, like I said, we don't like to say other carriers' names. We'll call it Babison. You go into the Babison store, you're there all day. You go online with Mint Mobile, within like 15 minutes, you're up and running. You need a SIM card? They send you one. How awesome is that? Just think about that. Just think about that for a second. Now, all Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus the lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspots. You look down below, you see a QR code. Try mintmobile.com/Big Blue. It's something you got to do. I'm going to say it again. Try mintmobile.com/Big Blue. I always say backsplash. That's how excited I am. And now through the end of October, as a special limited offer, you can get their unlimited plan, which is normally $30 a month for just $15. You know I'm using Mint. You know I'm all over this. You know I got like 3 phones. Just go out. Right there. You see the QR code. You see the website. Try mintmobile.com/Big Blue. All right, Seattle. This is not your last year's Seattle Seahawks team. We got to think about this game here. We got to game plan this in a certain way where you have a feeling, you have a thought process that the Giants can go in and take a win and get a win. Monday night at home. Hopefully, it looks like the weather's going to be good. Last year, if you went after Seattle, you would go after the run defense. You would attack the run because that's Seattle, were some of Seattle's biggest issues. And this year so far, it's been a little bit of surprise. Right now, the Seahawks finished 9-8 last year, and their Achilles heel all of last year was the run defense, stuffing the run. Now they're 2-1. They shut down the Panthers running game. But that was more of a 37-27 win. So they only ran the ball like 14 times, Carolina. But they only averaged 2.9 yards a carry. I mean, last year, Seattle would get gashed in the run. And teams wouldn't abandon the run against Seattle because they knew at some point in time they were gonna hit that big play. Something was going to happen. So what did they do, Seattle? 13 linebackers and defensive linemen who played over 100 snaps last season. Only 7 of them were released. So more than half of these guys were released. They brought in new guys. They brought back Reed, who was their big nose tackle. They went out and they found maybe the ingredients to stopping the run. Now, Saquon Barkley's playing on the bum ankle. He's talking about coming back and playing. He's talking about, with that high ankle sprain. I can't talk today again. working way too many hours. But he's got that high ankle sprain. He looks like he's going to try to come back. But I'm not filled with confidence when you take a look at Matt Breida, Eric Gray, and Brightwell. I think the Giants abandoned the run a little too early at times. And I find it interesting because last year when they should have been a running team, they try to come out and sometimes throw like 13 passes. Will they do something like that against Seattle? The problem is with Seattle right now is they're 31st in the league in passing yards allowed at 328. Now, per game, that is. Now, Carolina threw the ball almost 60 times, so they were 334 yards. So I find that stat to be a little misleading. Now, they also got back, their secondary got banged up. Jones is hurt. What's his name? Darnell Taylor. He's hurt. They lost both of their corners in Brown and Woolen. So we got to see what's going to be going on. Pete Carroll hasn't given full updates yet. I think they're expecting to have Jamal Adams back. He hasn't played since tearing his quad in week 1 last year. So it looks like he's going to make his debut against the Giants on Monday Night Football. So you have to have this feeling that the secondary is vulnerable. If you're not going to focus on the run, if you're not going to facilitate and matriculate the ball down the field, as Hank Strand would say, we got to matriculate that ball down the field, guys. If they're not going to do that, go to the passing game. You're getting your offensive lineman back. Andrew Thomas looks like he's going to be back. You look like you may be at full strength in your offensive line. Now, like I said, the front seven for Seattle has been rebuilt. We can make we can make it better than it was. We can make the first bionic front line for the Seattle Seahawks. But you got to think about this for a minute, though. If Seattle is dedicated to stopping the run, and they have the hog mollies now to stop the run, let's say, the viable option with the deficiencies and injuries in the secondary would be to attack the secondary, would be trying to get Jalen Hyatt deep, would be trying to throw the ball to Waller maybe more than 7 yards down the field. Go after the attack. Take it to them. Show them that you are not afraid to go deep. Just show them that even if you don't hit on the big play, you have the capacity to stretch the defense, which then would hopefully open up the middle of the field to the run, and you can then test if they have a vaunted run defense. And it's an improvement over last year, because you got to remember, we're only 3 games in the season. Good, bad, or indifferent. We've said it before. Let the peacock fly. Aga! Let it go. Let it go. Let's just see what happens. And I'm looking for the sound effect because I should have had it queued up. I could have had it queued up beforehand, but you know what to do.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Just let it rip. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go down the field. I've said this before. If Daniel Jones throws for 4,000 yards this year, throws 28 touchdowns, I don't care if he's got 17 interceptions, because that tells me they're cutting the offense loose. You got Darius Slayton. You got Wan'Dale Robinson. You got Jalen Hyatt. You got Darren Waller. You could potentially have Saquon Barkley out of the backfield. There is no reason why the Giants just can't let it fly. And at the end of the day, if you fail to connect, worst case scenario is you may get an interception deep into Seattle territory. Worst case scenario may also be the fact that it's incomplete. Best case scenario, you get a completion, you score, or you're stretching the Seattle defense in reference to the interior line, which hopefully then could open up the run. One brief thing I want to talk about with Daniel Jones. And people are going to like, Tim, we knew you had to go there. We knew it. He's got to start audibling out of plays. He's got to start checking out of plays. He has 5 years now, or going on 5 years of experience in this league. And at this point in time, the offensive can't be.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
They can't have the lack of faith. They got to open up the playbook and allow him to check out of plays. There were certain times, especially even last week, that you could see what the defense was going to do. And he gets to the line and almost robotically at times just calls the plays. Eli, we talked about this before. Eli Manning would take that freaking clock down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hike the ball because he was making all of his pre-snap adjustments. He was making changes at the lines. He was potentially checking out of plays. That's what you have to do. You just have to. You have to keep the defense honest. 49ers came out and basically said, we knew what Daniel Jones was going to do. We knew what Daniel Jones was going to run. Mix it up. This is year 5 of $160 million. Year 1 of $160 million and a quarterback who was in year 5. You should be able to take the entire play. The playbook should be the size of a phone book. And you should be able to give it to this kid from Duke and say, he's not even a kid anymore. You should be able to give it to this man from Duke and say, okay, listen, here's the entire playbook. I'm not telling you to call your own plays, but I'm telling you if you need to make an adjustment, if you need to make a switch, if you need to make a change, if you need to do something to help improve this offense, you are allowed to do it. Use your vision on the field. Be like Eli. Be a general on the field. Take command of your troops. Show them what you can do. That's what you need to do. And at the end of the day, it's all going to be about winning. Jim Fossil it.
I'm raising the stakes right now. This is a poker game. I'm shoving my chips to the middle of the table. I'm raising the ante. Anybody wants in, get in. Anybody wants out, can get out.
Jim Fossil this. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. Jim Fossil it. Or you can, like I said, I like playing the sound effects today. Or you can be Tallahassee.
Time to nut up or shut up.
Bring it to Seattle. That's all I'm saying. Bring it to Seattle. Unleash the Kraken that will now be known as Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones goes out and has a monster game, which I will be at on Monday, if he goes out and has a monster game, it won't be Danny Dimes or any of these other stupid nicknames. It'll be the Kraken. Because you've unleashed the beast. And if you fail, you would have lost anyways. So you're learning more and more about what you have and what you don't have in your fifth-year starter. We're going to have a big stream on Sunday, which is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure that you're there at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one again. Nobody won the guess the score contest. Nobody saw that one coming. we had no winner on that one. It's going to be all right, guys. It's going to be okay. Just focus. Do what you need to do. We're going to get into another video on Saturday about the defense. But like I said, let's unleash the Kraken, which could potentially be called Daniel of the Jones. This is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk. And I'm out of here.